Hey everyone, I'm Sue and welcome back for another episode of Does This Notion Really Work? And in today's episode, I get to share with you the easy point and turner. If you like sewing, machine embroidery, and all things Notion, be sure to subscribe below and don't forget to click the little dinger button. And this way you'll get alerts every time I upload a new video. About a year ago, I approached the guys from Famore Cutlery and I said to them, I've got this idea to take an original classic Notion that's no longer being manufactured. In fact, it was designed in the 1970s and I'd like to reimagine it. Give it a facelift and a makeover and make it something that I think all sewers from all genres are going to absolutely love. So today it is with great pleasure that I get to share with you the easy point and turner. You'll notice the packaging is bright and pretty and has lots of information on it, so just keep it to the side. Now let's talk about the actual dimensions. The easy point and turner is 8.5 inches tall. The circle top part is 5.25 inches wide. The bottom handle part is 4.5 inches wide, and the actual handles are 3.25 inches tall. In addition to being overall a little bit larger than the original, you'll notice that it has a beautiful turquoise finish. Now let's talk about more of the details. I wanted to make sure that this easy point and turner was going to work beautifully and get into smaller, tighter areas. So one of the big improvements on our easy point and turner was we made that point about 1 inch long, which makes it really great to get into smaller, tight areas. And notice this, it has a groove. So the point actually locks into the groove, making turning much easier. In my opinion, the handles were the number one improvement. You'll notice that they're much taller and wider. You can get your whole hand inside there, and they have a wonderful soft coating around all of the edges so that you will not snag or scratch anything. One of the big improvements was we wanted to make sure that the easy point and turner was easy to open and close. And in order to do this, we went ahead and added a true setting screw, which you're going to just use a regular flathead screwdriver. Of course, the same adage goes, lefty-loosey, to make it a looser and open up more. And then, of course, righty-tighty will make it tighter and a little bit more secure. I just want you to know, though, that for me, I prefer it to be a little bit looser because I already have wrist pains and I felt like opening it up when it was too tight was a little bit more difficult for me. But again, we wanted to be able to give you the option. And now comes the fun part. I'm going to show you several things that you can actually do with your very own easy point and turner. First, we're going to begin turning a regular tube right side out. Open up your easy point and turner, and you're going to want to slide the tube onto the slender tipped end. Slide your material all the way past the end of the turner, and then clamp and locking into place that slender end into the groove. Now just take your fingers and I call it roly-poly your fingers so that it's moving that material so that we're actually turning it to the other side of the easy point and turner, and this will form that tube right sides out. And just grab hold of the end and gently pull it through. Just like that, you've turned your tube right side out. Pretty easy, huh? One thing that was really important for me when creating this easy point and turner was I wanted to make sure we could take a really long, slender tube and turn it right side out. So I've made this tube. Originally, it was 2 inches strip of material, folded right sides together and sewn at a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Then I went ahead and put as much as I could on, slowly but surely, and of course this is obviously fast forwarding quite fast, but I was able to turn right side out successfully 66 inches in length. Once you get it started, it's super easy to turn it right side out, but take a look at that, 66 inches done. Oftentimes purse handles will require you to use a fusible batting or a thin interfacing. I wanted to show you how easy it was to do this. Now you are going to want to remove a little bit of the seam allowance of your batting or fusible interfacing, about 1 inch or so, and just remove it out of the seam allowance. Then, just same as we did the turning before, we're going to clamp it on and start roly-polying it and try and get it to the other side. This was a little bit trickier, but it definitely worked. And it made it a lot easier than a traditional turning right side out method. A popular method for constructing purse handles is to use a thick foam on the inside of the handle. I prefer the Soft and Stable by Annie.com. What you'll do is slide your tube on wrong side facing out and clamp it onto the very end, just like you did before. But this time, we're going to go ahead and sandwich that piece of foam at the very tip. Clamp onto it real nice and tight, and again, use that same little roly-poly shimmy method that I taught you earlier to glide that strap material over the foam. This might take a little bit of getting used to and kind of having the confidence to pull it, but once you get it going, it's going to save you a ton of time, and you're going to love this method. And once that foam is inside your strap, you can just roly-poly the seam allowance to get it where you want it, whether the pattern calls for it to be down the center or along the edge. Now we're going to create fabric covered elastic. This is super easy. It's just like we did before, sliding that tube wrong side facing out, clamping it down, doing the little roly-poly method, and sliding it all the way to the other side so that you are turning it right side facing out. Now completely remove the tube from the easy point and turner, slide it back with the right sides facing out, clamp on the edge, but sandwich that piece of elastic in between the fabric and the point and groove. And what you're going to do is you're going to feed it inside the tube, and again use that same little roly-poly method. It might take a little bit of getting it started, but once you get it started, it's going to glide right on and be so much easier than any other method. Then you're going to hold on to the edge of the elastic and pull the fabric until it goes to the edge of the elastic. But the idea is to have a nice scrunchy piece of material. So here's what I like to do. I like to use the easy point and turner to clamp down one edge, hold on to it. With the other edge, just pull the fabric and scrunch it up over the elastic and give it a little tug, and there you go. You have beautiful fabric covered elastic. This is so much fun right here. We are going to create fabric covered cording, the easiest method out there. You're going to turn your tube just like you did before, getting it started, but on the other side of your easy point and turner, you're going to tape your piece of cording. Going to slowly roly-poly that material until it gets started, and once you get it started, this is hands down the easiest and most efficient method of creating fabric covered cording. And there you go, just slide the tube to the other side and it's going right over top of the cording, creating this process that's typically a two-step process in one step. Pull that material over the cording and voila. When it comes to turning corners right side out, like pillows or pockets, there is nothing easier than this. Just slip the pointed edge of the easy point and turner in, lock it into the little groove, clamp it, turn it right side out, and then you can even use the pointed edge of the easy point and turner to actually give it a little point. So this tool doesn't only just turn it right side out, it'll actually help create that point. See? Put it back in the inside, push it through. What's really nice is because it has a rounded edge, it's not going to poke through your material, of course. So let's just smooth out that point. Very nice. And the last one. This would be a great method for, like I said, a pillow or pockets. Now on to curves. Same exact method, use the pointed edge. If you have corners on your curve, go ahead and use the easy point and turner to turn it right side out. But when it comes time to smooth out that curve, again, use the smooth pointed edge of our easy point and turner and just glide it around the curve. Zip, just like that. It'll help smooth out any curve instantly and easily. Same method for when you're creating a collar or cuffs for garment making. Going to fold over that seam allowance, clamp it down, slip your materials to the other side, and then of course use the pointed edge to smooth out that curve and also to give a nice point. Now let's talk about interfacing applique. This is the method for applique where you take and place the right side of your material to the scratchy side of a fusible woven interfacing. You in essence sew all the way around the shape, clip the interfacing, and turn it right sides out. This method is easy and it creates perfect corners and curves, especially with turning it right side out with our easy point and turner. Once you have your materials and your interfacing all the way cut all the way around, you're going to go ahead and just turn it right side out. Real simple. Use the pointed edge to create your little curves and smooth out your curves if you have them. If you're doing like this butterfly shape where we have a little bit of points but mostly it's curves, we are definitely going to be using that pointed edge to smooth out our curves. Now let's head over to the ironing board. What you're going to do is place now the right side facing up, and on the wrong side is going to be that fusible interfacing. Just give it a press on the front and the back onto your applique material and you're good to go. Another fantastic use for the Easy Point and Turner is definitely going to be small pieces of either dolls or stuffed animals. It just is great. And then of course the same method, you can use the pointed end to smooth out your curves. And of course, the Easy Point and Turner is going to be fantastic for smaller in-the-hoop projects like mug mats and small accessories. Like, for example, this right here is the Easy Point and Turner in-the-hoop case. So it's actually a case that carries the Easy Point and Turner. You can find the link in the description below. I just briefly wanted to address our hands. I have had surgery in both my wrists and I still suffer from tendonitis. We use our cell phones and technology and we hold them and it puts a lot of strain on our hands. So when you're using your Easy Point and Turner, keep in mind that you can hold it in different places, at the handles, on the outside of the handles, with both hands, left or right-handed. You can even hold it at the top of the curved part of the Easy Point and Turner. So what did you think? I cannot wait to hear what your favorite part of the Easy Point and Turner is. So in the comments below, let me know. So now you're probably wondering, where can you get your very own Easy Point and Turner? Well, that's super easy. You can do one of two things. One, you can follow the link below, which will bring you right directly to my website. And then of course you can go into your local shop, which a wonderful idea. I think that's a really good idea actually. And let your local shop know that you would like for them to carry the Easy Point and Turner by Suovery Designs. And now you're probably wondering, what does the Easy Point and Turner retail for? Well, it retails for $19.99. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, join my weekly newsletter, and of course follow me. I'm on Instagram and you can come join our Facebook fan club. And until I see you next time, I hope you have a creative day. Bye-bye. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe below. And don't forget, you can also follow me on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. Have a creative day. Bye-bye.